Hi, my name is Kevin and I collect old irons.
Hello, I'm Louisa, and I'm the sidekick who likes to fire up old irons.
I have frequently talked about innovation in the production and use of the old irons, but there is perhaps no category that has more innovation than the travel irons.
And today we're going to play with these Metafuel travel irons.
Yeehaw. This is a subject for me that is a learning process in progress. We are playing with Metafuel, which is these small tablets that come in this matchbox sized box. The material is made in Switzerland and it's made out of, what have you found in your Google search?
Metaldehyde.
Metaldehyde. And
Metaldehyde. Aldehyde.
Whatever she said. And the tablets were popular in the use of the irons we're talking about here in the 1920s, 1930s, maybe later, but it's also been very popular in camping stoves into at least the 1960s, 1970s, and all kinds of other similar uses. Now Louisa, of course, is with me because after learning something about the Metafuel irons, we are going to try to fire one of these up.
Yes.
Now if you want to learn more about the travel irons in general, you might look at our video number 34, but here we'll be dealing with the Metafuel irons, and these are by and large made in England, France, and some other countries in Europe. And I have here 3 different manufacturers. All of them I have in original boxes. And the question of why the very frequent occurrence of these in their original boxes is because these boxes are made to nicely take care of the iron. And with that said, people would use the box when they pack these things in their luggage. So this particular one is the Mako company. It's made in England, but we know very little about it, have no instructions for it. I do thank Teo for this box that he gave me a week ago. This is the Mako iron, and as with most of these, they're on a handle. It's flat so that these can be turned over, and the Metafuel can be put into here and burned, light up the iron itself, and then we can turn it over, and as we'll see soon we're going to try to iron with it. And I think this is the one that we're going to try to fire up because we actually have instructions. The instructions are at the top of the box. Iron, again, called the Asta X press or flat iron, and it says here USA patent applied for with a number, and the patents in England and Germany. So let's take a look at this. Again, very similar to the previous iron in its general structure. The third iron we have has a whole lot more to it. Very stylish box, and within it there is folded up newspaper article, not having anything to do with the ironing process, but there it is with a 1931 date, which gives us some approximation for the date. And it comes with a stand, and the stand has this little container where you would put the tablet in and light it up, and this little rack which would hold this in place and fire that up, and then we would take it out. I think one advantage here is that the tablet here is not part of the iron itself, and then we can iron it. So there is a third British company called the British Boudoir iron. We have no paperwork, so we have no details on exactly where it was made within Britain and so forth. Let's just take a look at these. They're now going to look pretty familiar to us. This has a somewhat different design. It has the metal on the opposite side, giving you a little housing for where you would put the tablet. And again, you light that up and then use it to turn over. This one is a little bit fancier. It has the same general appearance as the previous, but within here there is a little space for the tablet. You can pull it out, put it in, and then when you're done, this lid is called the extinguisher. You put that in, that's down, which is something we do want to have it not working that way, because obviously we're going to then turn it over when we use. So it's got the lid to this. It might have been a good little idea there.
Let's see. Let's look at this thing.
That's the extinguisher.
Look at that. So then you
No,
extinguish it and put it back in.
no, you let this go in to heat the iron up, and then when you're ready to use, just as a safety gadget, you put that over on top. And then this one, same company, this one is really interesting. You might notice, you want to take a look at this?
Well, how do you put the thing in?
Well, so you have a door in the side, and you've got a little tablet. I guess you can put that in there. And what that's going to do is it's going to heat up the bottom here, and then after we're done with this, and presumably it stays in there, and you don't do this with your hands, obviously you do this with a gloved hand, you're going to flip it over. This is a rotating iron. Of course, we usually associate the rotating irons with the 1890s, but it's still that kind of effect in an iron that presumably was made in the 1930s or 1940s.
So you get to iron for twice as long.
Yeah, you get a fresh surface so you don't have to sit there and get all fired up and everything else. Yes. So there is another company, and I should tell you the irons for this company appear, by my experience, to be especially common, even though I only have 2 examples here. This is the Bugale. It's made in France. This particular one, quite similar to the British ones we've seen already, with the wood handle and the little tray here for the metafuel. This one's unusual in that it has a metal cap capped to the bottom, sitting about this far deep and in the handle, and we have no idea what this would be for. And it's not for putting, it wouldn't be for putting that in there. First of all, the wood insulates. We were wondering if maybe it was some sort of a device to be picked up, or maybe, I don't know, but that cap must serve some purpose. And then these are very common, very simple, very similar to the other irons. This is plainly a more expensive, higher end. It's got a ceramic handle. It has this odd metal piece on the top. It doesn't seem to extract. Maybe it's just for decor. It also has some asbestos between the handle and the base here. Otherwise, it would work the same way.
Well, multiple sorts of the same thing.
Yes. And then we have something different. I should give you as background, this is something that I just got from our visit to Taylor Vandenberg in Canada. This is a metafuel pants creaser. And it has the same base. The handle actually separates to create that stand. The metafuel going here, and then this heats this up, and this is, if I squeeze here, this is a creaser that you put on your crease to establish that. And I assume a travel iron that you would use if you really wanted to have that sharp creases in your pants.
It's finally time. Are we gonna
We're
fire it up?
We're gonna see if we can burn down the house.
Oh, let's try not to do that.
So here's what we have. We have 2 boxes of metafuel. The metafuel is hard to get. This one is in very pristine condition. This one is rather crumbly. The box is not as good a condition, so we're going to use this box. And we also have 2 of these irons in their original boxes. And let me go ahead, and I'm going to read the directions from the top of this box. Again, this is the Asta Express flat iron. And it says, put flat iron upside down so that it rests on its handle. Insert 1 block of solid safety fuel on tray and let the fuel burn out. This takes about 4 minutes. Then slip hand through the hole in the handle and you will be able to press even the most dainty articles for half an hour.
This is much more difficult to do because it's crumbling.
And we don't have exactly the right tools. Now we do have a tray from our oven to keep ourselves from burning the table.
Okay. So now we have the metafuel, 2 of them in place. And we're gonna put this someplace where it
And we
can't
have
fall
some
over.
wooden matches. Are you ready to do the honor? We should maybe put this here so the camera can see the process.
Well, I'm gonna light it from the back. I
Okay.
just mainly don't want this to fall over.
We'll see if it lights very readily or not. It has.
It's lit.
It is burning. It's burning on both sides. The whole tablet's burning.
The blue flame.
Blue
You can
flame.
see.
Do we have a timer? We'll measure.
It's getting warm
Is it really?
quickly.
Wow, it's wasting no time at all. I mean, I can burn my fingers on it already.
It's warm.
So,
It's a little bit like looking at sterno. Okay, we're ready.
okay, and so I've brought in a little sort of a traveler's sleeve ironing board, and we recently got some fabric. If anybody wants any information on this, I can send you some information. This particular, it comes in various styles. This actually shows old iron patents. So, pretty well pressed already. We can iron a little bit of it anyway, right?
So this is from Missouri Star Quilters.
Yeah, Louisa just made us a tablecloth out of this fabric. It's working? How hot is it?
Not too hot.
It
Didn't
cooled
last
down?
long. Well, but I set it down on there.
Okay,
I think I cooled it down.
okay, well, again,
But it said it was gonna work for half an hour. I'm not so impressed.
Well, you know, maybe some of the batteries have wound down on the metafuel itself too. Okie dokie.
Shall we heat up a different one?
You wanna do it?
Yeah, and then try to iron. Okay, well, that didn't last very long. And also I had set this down on this cold tray.
We should heat it up this whole tray rather than.
And we only burned a little small piece of metafuel for safety. So I think this time we'll try burning a whole bar of metafuel.
And let's try
And
one of these, and this is the Boudoir Company. And
this
again,
is the one, I like this one.
so are
With
you,
a little tray.
Are you ready? So again, I'll let you set it up.
This metafuel is, turns to dust. But because of this little slide out tray, it is a little easier to put it in. Okay, one more and then we'll call it good, close enough. And then we're going to stick this one in there and light it. It's a relief to know this stuff isn't going to blow up or something.
Well, it hasn't blown up yet.
It's
that
really
keeps-
very easy to light.
Okay. So again, we're supposed to use about 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and use the whole 4 minutes or something thereof.
Okay,
Are
we're
we
ready.
to-
Careful, hot. So we're going to close
It's
this
hot.
so that the
Now, what's happened is this is pretty much burned up. I mean, it's completely, the solid fuel is gone, right?
right. Okay, so show
No
your
order.
wrinkles.
I pulled a handkerchief out of my pocket. It is wrinkled. There we are.
See, look at this. Lots of wrinkles.
We should probably use a little water, shouldn't we?
Well, it would work better. I don't want to get your fingers. I mean, it's not that hot, but it's a little hot.
So we are, once again, we are ironing with a type of iron that probably has not been used by much of anybody for a long time.
It's cool.
These irons are almost 100 years old.
Every time I go and see a travel iron in the hotel, I think about this stuff.
The travel irons are not
Okay.
too popular amongst the iron collectors, because they're sort of new and stuff like that, but again, the various innovative designs that they've used, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, makes the subject quite interesting to me.
So this isn't perfect, but it clearly is flatter than it was.
Watch out,
Flat.
I think I have a sneeze coming. Are we
All
having,
right, we're done.
are we having fun?
Good job.
Fun with
had
ironing.
fun.
There we are.
Great job.
So looking at the tray after we're done, what do you see?
There's nothing in there. It's completely gone, really. Consumed.
Okay. This is very clean, it's odorless.
Can't smell anything.
Yeah, it's a, obviously, for a traveling salesperson who needed to do their clothing late at night for an early morning interview.
I think it'd be a good touch-up sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not primary ironing.
So we've been sort of ironing out the mysteries of how these things got used. We thank Teo for a couple of the items we used here, and we thank again you folks for the more than 100,000 views we've had on these various videos thus far. We're continuing doing these. We're having fun with irons all the time. Any word from Louisa?
Great fun up here.
In northern Maine. Thank you very much. Again, subscribe, thumbs up. Thumbs up.